Good afternoon, everybody. How's things? Pretty warm over here, I must admit, but a nice breeze sort of going through. So every time we open the back door, it sort of shuts closed, but it's all good. Everything's on track. I think we sort of recovered from the weekend, had a fantastic time. So absolutely, here we are. Now, a little bit of a thing, because on Friday we did this tile and we called it 253. Actually, it should have been 252, but I'm not going to change that. So what I thought I'd do today is come in and do 252. So I'm going to go back one and then we'll be back on track ready for Friday. So hope that's okay. Hope that's not confused people too much. So what am I using? I've got a bright yellow tile. Sort of felt like that today. And I've inked it up with a little bit of the pink fuchsia all around the outside. Just to get me started, I am going to use the smallest hexagon out of the Essential Stencil set. If you haven't got it, please don't worry about it at all. You can sketch this or you can draw around something you've already got. The fact of it is, we just want the inside. We just want something, well, inside and outside, I suppose. Just something a little bit small, just to get us going and give us a shape to start with. Okay, what else do I have? Pen, pencil, tortillon as usual. And because it's a bright tile, I'm going to get my white pencil out as well. So, okay, let's give it a go, shall we? See how things go. Hi, everybody. Have you all recovered from the weekend? Oh, my goodness me. I hope you got home safely. I know with the traffic and the trains, that kind of thing. All right. I'm sort of working in the middle-ish. You know, ish. Now, actually, yeah, keep this light. I'm going to come back in and draw this in with a pen afterwards, but I'll do that afterwards, okay? And working my way around the outside there. And again, this is the first starting point, so hurry. Oh. I know you had a bit of a journey back, didn't you? Okay. All right, so we've just got that shape to go off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with pencil for starters because some of this we might not need. And I'm going to extend out this line here. See, so this one, I'm going to bring it out just a little bit further. Okay. And then see this one while I'm at it, I'm going to bring out as well. So it's sort of about level there. Okay. I'll turn it round. Again, I'm going to extend this out. There we are. And then this one, extend it out. So it's about level. They don't have to be the same size. It's not a problem. And again, I'm going to extend it out. And then out again. And then turn it round. And extend it out and out again. So as before, we've got something that's a little bit level there. And this one, extend it out and out again. There we go. I'm going to straighten that up a little bit. There we are. And again, out and out. So we've got that kind of a shape, all right? So I'm going to swap now for my pen. There we go. And I'm going to make a start, doesn't matter which corner. I think actually what I will do, just to make it a little bit clearer now. You see this line here? I'm not going to need that. You see, it's just sort of one long shape. And so I'll do that all the way around. Same with this one. Okay, so I've got that sort of shape going on. Oh, hang on. Let's do that one there as well. Okay. So, oh, right. I'm going to start, doesn't matter which one, I'm going to start sort of here in this corner. Let's make it a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, so if I bring in couple of lines there, not too far away from each other. And I'm going to create little curve on the top, and then around and around. There we go. Let's do another. So, a couple of little lines, a little curve, and then around and around. Now see how it sort of goes over the top of that? That's absolutely fine. That's why we've done that in pencil to start with. So I'm going to bring out a little line here. I'm going to go a bit longer. There we go. And this time I'm going to add a loop on the end. And one side, let's put another one. See how it looks like it goes underneath? And I'm going to do another on this side. And then this time again, I'm not going to sort of come backwards, I'm going to sort of bring it more forward here. Round it goes. Same on this side, round it goes. And we've got this little gap in the middle. I'm going to come in and add a little bubble. Let's put a few little dots in that there. Okay. So let's bring another stem out. And then if I do a curve, I'm going to do more of a loop, sort of this way. Put a line in. And then a little sort of curve there. That line in. And then I'm going to do a little pointy shape. And then I'll let the line in. I might put a dot in that one. Okay. So let's do a few more of these little leaf shapes. There we go. Maybe sort of one coming out here. And along again. And then let's have another one. There we go. All right. So let's just take a look at this space here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of a cap across it there. Just go over a little bit and just going to put a little line coming back. There you are. Fill that in. Okay. So let's have a look at this one. Oh, listen, I do that all the time. I find that I'll lose things and then I find it in the back of a sketch pad or something. It's going to be in there somewhere, in some sort of envelope somewhere. I'm sure you'll find it. It's, yeah. Okay. So let's do another one of those sort of loopy flower shapes. Let's do a little bubble there, and then one on this side, one on this side, and then I'm going to do another. Now I've got a little bit more space here, so I think I'm going to do a slightly larger blue. One there, and one there, and then bubble over the top. I'm going to put a few little dots in there. There we go. See? So we want another one of those little shapes as well. So stem again. I'm going to go in and that way, and a little loop either way. And then we've got this sort of pointy shape with a line and a dot, you see? Let's just move out a little bit so you can see where I'm headed. There you go, see I've got this one, and then here. So now we'll put a few, so I'm going to imagine that sort of little leaf there. Let's put a few more in. A couple along and above there. One there. And there. Let's have a look. Might put one in there as well. Just have a look at your tile and see if you think that there's enough, or is it sort of growing out there. There we are. So let's have a look at this next one. We're going to start with the leaf shapes. I think this one I'm going to have where it looks like it's going behind that. And then this one can come up and around and over. There we are. And put another one of those in. So add in one of those lovely sort of loopy flowers. So as before, look, first one there. And here, and again, you want to decide if you're going to do just 2 of those loops, or you're going to go in and do 3. I might do 2 there, because 3 might get me a little bit close to the edge. I might leave it at that. There you go. Get a couple of little dots just around the bottom there. Okay. So this time I'm going to take that other shape around here. And then let's go this way. So imagine that that loop's going round. The same there. Sort of going to find ourselves underneath. Let's have that pointed shape and then a line and a dot. Chris, you're going to have a go at tangling on a mug. Wonder where you got that idea from. Who would have possibly thought it? It's yeah, it's a bit of a different experience, that. Hi Vicky. Yeah, tangling on mugs. They're really good fun actually. Let's do another one up here. It's a different surface, you've just got to be a bit more relaxed with it. There we are. Bring one in here as well. There we go. Alright, so far we've got sort of 3 spaces around there. I can come in and sort of, let's say, cap these off a bit. I've got one, look. Little sort of a triangle there, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a fill. There we go. We'll sit with this one. Okay, so one in there. Look, it's just going to see a little bit of it. Bottom there. Okay. Into the next one. A little curve and then around. And then up and along. And I'm going to put that looped flower here. There we go. And then put the loops either side. And then another one. And then again, a little bubble on the top, a few little dots in there. So I'm going to do a couple more leaves. Maybe one up here. It's quite nice. I like working from that colour, going from that yellow into that pinky colour. It's really nice to do. Well, I'm going to do another one of them by the looks of it. There we go. I can do that. I was going to do one of the loopy ones, but my loop went vertical instead of horizontal. That's okay. This side's going to have 2 of those. Oh, I'm still going to put one of those in. Look. If I take my loop that way, and then that way, and then up back. There we go. It shows, it just doesn't matter. They're all slightly different. There we are. Maybe another one there. Okay. next one. A couple of little lines. And then along. There we go. And then here we go again, just sort of bringing in some of those little leaves. I'm going to put another one in there. You could put as many as few in. It depends, of course, what size your leaves are as you're working to. And let's go with that loop. Focus, Sandra. There we are. Little loops either side. And then around. I'm going to leave it with just the two on there. And again, bring that little part bubble over. A few little dots in there. And this time I'm going to go this way and this way. And a little line up there. Along and in. So again, let's sort of put along and in with these little leaf shapes, all sort of working in and around each other. And onto this one. I'm going to put those in. Yeah. Let's do another sort of a little one over there. I think I'm going to come in with that bloom. A little bit smaller on the loop, just so I can fit one in there. And then along. And again, you can choose to do 3 there if you've got a larger space. Going to do 2 at each side, and some dots. And I'm going to put a few more leaves in before I put all the flower in. There we go. Okay, and then with a little line, so the loops this way and this way, and then little shape with a dot. So here we go. Just putting that one in there. Along we go. So another one in there. Okay, let's have a quick look at that. See what we like. Okay, we got that filled pretty quickly, didn't we? So again, we've capped some of them off. I think I can come and do that now with one little bit of a curve look. Just fill that in. Same with this one. A little bit of a curve, so you're not going to see anything either side there. And then there onto this one. There we go. Oh, look. I've got to do zingers because Julie's around, so we'll come back to that in a short while. But just for now, there we go. And I'm not ignoring you, Glennies. I'm Lynn. I know what you two are up to. There we go. See, you can come back and use your straight edge if you want for this. I'm going to come in with doing a freehand line. Any of those little leaves, I'm going to just sort of let them hang over the top. And into this section here. And around. Oh, thank you, Maureen. It's nice, isn't it? It's nice actually to use those bright tiles, isn't it? I can get these images on there. Dobby says hi, Glennies. He's not washed his hands since you kissed him. Okay, I'm going to come in a little bit more now so you can see what we're doing. And I'm going to run a small line all the way down. And along this one. So again, I'm going to turn it around each time and fill in these little sort of edges. Try and keep it quite close and along. I'm just taking my time there. Again, you can use a straight edge for this if you want to, or you can use a different colour. Right, into this one. See, just keep it nice and gentle. If you're trying to do this freehand and you think, oh, it's a little bit too hard on my hand, just relax, ease off the pen a little bit, just let it do the work. And get your hand in a comfortable position. Oh, Glennie's. That's what they all say when they've had a tumble with Dobby. I know. He's a lot better behaved these days. He's calmed down a lot. All right. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to come in with the little rose here. And I'm going to, let's have a look. I'm going to do some zigzags. Okay. Now, of course, you could use any tangle in here. But I'm going to go with this one. So just let it wander its way around. And then just sort of move with the flow. Just take your time with it. See, it's all going to go underneath that one. And into the next one. See, once you do this and you're repeating it all the time, you'll find that it gets easier. See, I could go that way or that way, I'm going to go that way. You get used to drawing those same lines. Okay. Come on, Leslie, we do know that Dobby does behave, but he did stuff himself full of sweets, didn't he? And whatever birthday cake was left, he had all of that. Yeah. And after having running up and down those stairs a bit more, I think he's getting a little bit podgy around the waist. All right. So let's have a look. I'm going to work on these ones with the point away from me, and I'm going to fill in those triangles with little lines. I'm just following on, or taking my guidance from that line that we've started with there, and then filling those in as I go. Oh, Chris, I'm just glad we found a packet of cola bottles and I hid them. I'm just glad, or else he'd have had them. There we are. Mine when I need a sugar fix. Okay. And into the next one. Just sort of, again, repeating what you've done before and just filling in those little pieces. And into this one. And just keep it going. And of course, the closer together you put these lines, the darker your piece is going to seem. If you're really wide, then they're going to be a little bit more open, aren't they? There we go. And work you around. I mean, this shape would work with all shapes. If you've got a square, of course, it would be 4 lines coming off. Now your circle, you could do it with it. You have to have sort of curved lines coming from it, and you could make as many sort of lines going off and round as you wanted, really. Be up to you. And depends, you know, if you wanted to try a different shape, you could use this in the middle of a mandala maybe to sort of get it going. So I don't think it's just sort of restricted to one shape. You can mix it and do what you like. There we go. Okay. So what we could do this is we could do the lines going this way as well. It's a tricky one. Do we do it or do we not do it? Let's have a look. I'm gonna perhaps go this way. Yeah. We'll see. I don't know if you have to actually have zoom. I think if you use the link that I've given you, then it should sort of work its way to a page. I'm sure you don't have to have it. Re would probably be the better one to answer that. There we are. So again, you can choose to leave one of the triangles blank, or maybe you want to fill it in with a solid colour, or if you want to draw some lines in it like this. Thank you, Rian. I thought that was the case. Thank you for answering that. And sort of make it round. There we go. Just sort of keep going.
Afternoon, guys.
Oh, here's my elf. Hello. Thank you.
You're welcome.
There we go. On the next one, see, taking guidance from this line here. Way up, she's in the biscuits. She was, yes, she was.
Tommy needs some sugar.
There's a cake in the fridge, isn't there? Now she's going to hunt for the cake in the fridge. There we go. See, I quite like this now. You know that I wasn't sure whether I was gonna keep it as just one triangle blank and the others with lines, but I like it with these lines in as well. There we go. So just gives it a little bit of a different feel, doesn't it, having a shape in the middle, and it's quite sort of geometric and structured, where you've got your organic little bits and pieces around the outside. So see where we've got some extra little gaps here. Maybe I'm going to put a couple of bubbles in. I'm not going to overdo it. Just want to have a little bit of darkness in those areas there. Sort of work your way around. If you've got any larger spaces, you can go and fill them in, adding a few of those bits in. There we go. So I'm not sort of going to do all of it. I'm leaving some of it with that lovely colour sort of peering through. Few little bits there. There we are. Okay. And steadily work your way around the design there. See where it leads. Add a few of these little bubbles in. Does it make a difference, doesn't it, looking at having that little area of darkness? It's going to show that there's something behind and something in front. There we are. Okay, so I'm going to fill that in. A little bit there. Just a couple in there. And I'm not looking at the one I did before. I'm not trying to make them look the same. Each one's got its own little bit. So that's nice to have interest, so it's different on all sides. Of course, when you're drawing bubbles, it's always going to be different anyway. They're all slightly different. Depends on the gaps, doesn't it? There you go. Let's bring that out a bit. Okay, let's have a look at where we're at with this. Okay, see how much lighter that looks in the middle compared to everything now around the outside. So we do actually need just a few little zingers. So I'm going to bring a line in, a little bobble, and just sort of work it around there, maybe one there, look. Just find a couple of little areas. You might sort of have one of these peeking out, so maybe one there. They don't have to be too big. Okay, that one going behind there, see. It's entirely up to you. Although you don't want a massive amount, you just want to sort of have that little hint on there. Stem on. And there. So if you're doing sort of two on each side, it sort of might look a little bit odd. So try and work it so you've got different numbers and they go in different ways. There we are. Okay. All right. So you can actually bring some of this in here as well. I'm gonna do a little bit. Just sort of up on, this is what's going to be like my top bit now. You could do it all the way around, but I think I'm going to just do a little bit, maybe one of those little buds in there. And a little bubble over. Get a little zinger or two. A few more of these. Again, you could put a little sentiment in there if you wanted to, or a little picture. I'm going to just leave it as that, I think. Oh no, I'm getting carried away now. What am I doing, Nadia? I'm faffing. There we are. Maybe. So a little set of pictures there. All right. So let's bring in a bit of pencil. Okay, so I'm going to go a little bit larger. Sue, absolutely a gem. You could still put a gem over the top of those and then have these sort of in the background. That would be lovely, wouldn't it? Okay, so shading wise, if you're putting a gem in the middle, you don't need to really shade it because of course you're going to be adding some colour in there, but I'm going to come in and use the pencil and add that in. Okay. So when it comes to these, you could actually shade it on each one of those triangles. But I'm going to go on the edges. And I do need a little bit, see, because that's going underneath that one. And then same there. So if I extend that a bit and then add some to each of those sides. And then this one. Now here, see, because that's sort of going over that one, I'm going to go underneath it. And then along. That would look lovely, wouldn't it, with a hint of gold. I'm sure I've got my gel pens in my bag next to me. I can put some gold in there in a minute. Okay. You see, along either side. And then, see again here, look, the sun's coming over. So I'm going to go over the top there. Of course, I don't need that little line in there. There was another one. There you go. So then when it comes to my little shapes here, I'm going to add a little bit of pencil just to the edges of those. Bit in the middle of this one, stem. Bit on the stem here, and then I'm going to just add a touch at the sides. A little bit there. It just needs a little sort of general coating, not much of anything. See, just sort of on the ends where it seems to shadow round. There we are. See, sort of little bits, and a little bit on there, and then around the edges there. Okay, bit in there. Just moving it around a little bit. Little bits on each end. There we go. Okay. So you just sort of add the sides. And just little bits there. And on there. And working that around. There we go. Okay. Alright. So, oh, I did. There you go. That's okay. I might go on the outside of all of them then. Apart from there. There you go. Just a bit of shadow there. Okay. Alright. So, tortillon. Let's have a look. Do I have a tortillon? I did have a tortillon. You know they have a habit of rolling away? Yeah. You know, it always feels special, doesn't it, starting a new tortillon? Yeah. Okay, we ready? I'm going to start in the middle. Very gentle. I'm going to swirl it. Just want to have a bit of control here. So I'm going to take my time. Work my way around. Oh, thank you. I've got loads and loads of tortillons now.
You lied, there's no cake in the fridge. I got all excited.
So there was this morning, because John took it. It was in the back of the fridge. That's it then. They had sausage rolls for lunch though, so.
Very nice too.
I sat and watched them. Okay. Oh, I've completely forgot, yeah. Thank you for reminding me. They're not even on my shop at the minute, are they? I've not got round to putting them on. Okay. There you go. Alright. I did say I'd take them, didn't I? Okay, so here's my lines. I'm going to bring this line. I don't want to overdo that, so I'm just going to back and forth. Same with this one. Let's see how it's going to... You see where I've got sort of little gaps there? I come in and just sort of give them a little bit of a workout. If you find it's not looking exactly as you want, you can go in with the swirls. See, what the idea is, I want to leave a gap in the middle there with no graphite in. So the swirls work really well, it covers all the areas, but then back and forth. I want a straight shade or shadow rather than one with swirl bits on the end. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to get to dates. It's on my list. So I'm hoping to get to it today. But I'm just going to get the products made and out the door for Hobby Maker, so that they've got some there. So once we've got that done, then that's next on my list. I'm almost there. I'm on it. Oh, yeah. Look, it's not new anymore. It'll last for ages though, so that's fine. There we go. See, I want to sort of straighten them off. Just a little bit of shade in there. It's nice to do this, you know, and you've got the shade in either side. It really starts to bring it to life, doesn't it? And that's what we're after. There you go. So I'm just going to work sort of quite liberally over these little shapes. It's almost that they're sort of just the dressing around the outside. The main effect is that hexagon design. Oh, just working it round. See, I mean, I've not put anything on those zingers. I'm going to come and put a bit of white pencil on in a minute, but I don't need much. Okay. Alright. See, they've got a little bit of shadow. So yes, they do. If Benji finds a tile, he completely obliterates it. So we find it in bits on the floor. But yeah, they do like, he does like the turtle. Seth, not so much, but Seth's a little bit old and daft now. And he can't really see much, so he doesn't bother. But yeah, Benji's anything on the floor is fair game. That's including shoes, laces in particular. Socks are another thing for him. Yeah. Sweet wrappers. There we go. Okay. Just sort of bits. There we go. So it's not that I'm trying to shade this in any way particular. I've put a little bit of pencil on and I'm softening the lines. So it's not so much so there. The main thing that we wanted was to get this shading. So here we go. I'm going to come in with that white pencil. First thing I'm going to do, I think, see in the middle, just underneath here, I'm going to add just a little bit. Just sort of randomly, generally a little bit in there. And then here, I want to focus on straight line in the middle. In the middle. Okay, we want a nice, serious, sort of strong white line. Now, if you don't have one of these pencils, not to worry. If you have a white gel pen, you could do the same thing. So again, looking at just a few little bits on the outside. I'm going to work just on those bits around the edge. I'm not going to do all of them. Just a few where it's sort of catching the light, maybe. A bit on the zingers. There we go. See it just sort of on the end there. Just want to catch the edge, maybe a bit there. Certainly on that one, sticking out there. Chris, you can try it. By all means, see if it works. Now, this is a chalky one, so it's a similar sort of thing. You can give it a go. Just add in those bits there. So just touching around the edges and the highlights. Okay, see this one sort of stands out as well. Let's do that one. Okay, so we've got this. So I'm gonna use the back end of my torch because I don't want this, the graphite on the white. I'm just ever so gently gonna just soften that out a little bit. There you go. Nothing major, just give it a little bit of a soften out. Just want a bit of light. And then I'm gonna come back in with my pen. Right. And where we'd got these lines here, I'm going to come in. It's on the inside. And on the outside. And same all the way around. See there, I might actually come back in. So I have to put the black back in. I think I'm going to do a bit of gold there. So I get my gold pen a minute and I'll see, because that might be really narrow. Well, that's okay. I'm going to do them all in pen first, and then I'll add the gold. And then if it needs an extra black line, I can come back and do that. That's not a problem. Same in this one. Okay. So I'm not going to touch any of the other lines at all. I'm just going to focus on these lines here. Just want to get that a bit of definition there. Really light to the dark. There we go. You see, just working my way around. First one line, then the next. And again, you can bring in your straight edge and do this if you want to. Bring in that gold. Who's got these handy? So here we are. So let's just give it a run. Yeah, gel pen. You always check your gel pen's going to work. I'm just going to add that in the middle of those two lines there. It's a good fit, that. It's all cleaning it up a bit as well, because we've got a lot of graphite on the page there. So it's going to neaten that up a little bit. Alright. Sort of bringing it to life there, isn't it, really? And onto the next one. A bit onto there, and into those. I think I've done that one. Let's have a look. Yes, this one. I think what I'm going to do whilst I've got this out, I'm going to fill in a few. Just, you know, the odd one, just around. And just sort of fill in a couple of bubbles with a bit of gold, that's all. Not much. Okay, let's have a look at it. Alright, so there we go. It's lovely to have that little bit of gold just in the edges there. Of course, we can go in a second. I'm going to go back in with pencil just for a minute. I'm going to just add a little bit more to those edges there. See? Sometimes you've got to look at it and make your decision. Of course, because we've already shaded it, going back in and just adding some in that corner or that edge, we don't really need to blend that out again. There we go. Into this one. That's sort of you know, you just have to look at your piece and you decide as to what it needs. See here, it perhaps needs a little bit of blending there. Maybe I didn't go in sort of strong enough in the first place. But you get to see it. There we go. Alright, there's no right or wrong, there's no up or down, honestly. These leaves can be growing up, down, or whatever sort of works, but I think I'm going to have it at the top. So I'm going to bring in, oh, there you go. my initials. Thank you, Sam. It's nice to sort of see you again, or hear you, or read you. Hope you're okay. There we go. So, all right, this is tile 252. I know we did 253 last time, but we missed this one out, so I'm sticking this one in. So Fridays will be 254, 2 o'clock as normal. So, okay, in the meantime, we've got a Zoom this evening. Anybody attending that, please, looking forward to that. I have no idea how it's going to work completely, but we'll just go with the flow, as we always do. And then, of course, we've got Hobby Maker on Thursday. That's a 6 a.m. show, so there's a couple of little bits that are going to go on there to start with. So if you're not up, you might not get it. And, of course, I've got a couple of new bits and pieces out in the afternoon as well. So, okay, looking forward to that. And I'll see you when I see you. So take care, everybody, and have fun with this one. Okay, bye.